Hello and welcome to Thrive with Grace. I'm your host, Kat, and I am so elated and pleased that you decided to spend your time with me today. So today we are going to speak on what I like to call the single parent tax. It's a situation where the single parent tends to have to balance between work and life balance and still being available to their children while doing it all on their own. So stick around, stay tuned. We're going to dig right on in. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and follow for more episodes like this one. Your support means the world to me, and most importantly, please be sure to share this with someone that you think needs it. So when we talk about the single parent tax, I know first and foremost because I am a single parent, and I can't tell you how draining it is sometimes when you have to be the emotional support, the financial support, the mental support, and just all around super mommy when no one else is there to help you. You've got so many situations where your children need to lean on you, they need to come to you for help, and sometimes it's just so overwhelming. So let's ask ourselves, what do we do during this situation? Who do we turn to? Is there an outlet that you yourself have that's going to allow you to still be true to yourself while being the best single parent, mom or dad, that you can be? First of all, let's actually talk about what the single parent tax is. And no, I'm not talking about the IRS. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about really the emotional sacrifice that it takes to raising your children on your own. And yes, you may have another parent that is helping you, but if you're like me and you have your children full time, there's a certain sacrifice that comes with it. It never goes away. You're responsible for bills, groceries, clothes. In my case, I have girls. So talking about the school drama, middle school, elementary, high school, and the list just goes on. You're responsible for handling all of those mainly by yourself. When I first became a single parent, and no, it wasn't really a choice, me and their father separated, we got a divorce. It was just better for me, healthier. There were some things that were going on in our relationship that I just didn't want to tolerate any longer. And I made that decision for myself to actually put myself first. But at the same time, I didn't think about the fact that I would then be a single parent and handling the majority of raising my children by myself. So now that I've kind of gotten the hang of it, it's not as bad, but there are still certain situations where, yes, I would love to have a two-parent household. That's what I really want to say. I wouldn't ultimately make the choice to be a single parent, but because I know that it's better for me and it's best for me and my children, I'm making that decision and I am making that sacrifice to be the single parent that I am. So along with that, you do work twice as hard. You do handle a majority of the burdens, but it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to keep up and commit to myself and my children for the betterment of them, and the better it is for us as a whole. So you do make sacrifices, you do make the hard decisions. A lot of the decisions you can't always count on the other parent if they are not in their life. Those decisions you have to rely on yourself. And sometimes it's just a mental and emotional toll that tends to take over. That's what we're talking about. That's what I mean by the single parent tax. It is something that it's like paying your dues and having to know and realize that it's something that you're just going to have to go through. Do I wish it on everyone? No. Do I wish a two-parent household? Absolutely. But for those of us that had no choice and are waiting on our person, that single parent tax is just going to be there. So we're going to go through and talk about and discuss better ways for us to get through this together. While I know that it can be tasking to be a single parent, I do want you to go back to the theme of this channel, and that is what? To give yourself grace. God says that His grace is sufficient. So therefore, you need to give yourself grace as well. If you know for a fact that you're making those sacrifices and you're doing the best that you can as a single parent, then let that be enough. It's enough for you to already have to go through this world alone and having to raise your children by yourself, making all of those tough decisions by yourself. At this point, let's go ahead and take a breath and thank God for where we are at this moment right now. I'm quite sure you're doing the best that you can. I'm quite sure that you are putting your best foot forward. So now let's take a moment and thank God. You got Mother's Day around the corner. You've got Father's Day around the corner. Those days are meant to just give yourself an extra thank you. Maybe a pat on the back and say, good job, Mama. Good job, Daddy. You're doing the best that you can. Your kids are coming along well. You may not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be, okay? There are plenty of parents that just gave up. And I don't want you to be one of those parents. I want you to say, yes, I can. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. I can and I will. I'm more than capable and I'm more than able because God is with me. I do my best to keep God first every single day, and I instill that practice into my children as well. I pray with my children before we go to sleep. I pray with my children before they go to school. And I thank God for His grace. I thank God for His mercy. And in turn, I remember that it's important for me also to give myself grace. God says that His grace is sufficient. So if His grace is sufficient, then you know that it is enough for you to cast your burdens onto Him. Don't feel like you are alone. You're listening to a single parent right now. And if I can do it, I know that you can too. I want you to take a moment. Remember to share this with someone that you know that needs it. I also want you to comment down below with your questions or your concerns about being a single parent. Maybe we need to form a single parent group where you can vent and just be able to have a safe place, to express yourself and let your thoughts be known, because you are not alone. Oftentimes we are so hard on ourselves, and it really is not necessary, especially if you know that you are doing the best that you can. There are programs out there specific to people like you and me where they are set in task. Their task and their purpose is to actually help us. So if it's there to help us, I want you to utilize those programs. Find those mommy groups, find those daddy groups, especially my single fathers. We commend you, we bless you, we love you, and we want you to know that we do see you and that we appreciate you. The power of the Father is so necessary because we mothers, we cannot do it alone. I cannot teach my son, if I had a son, how to be a man. I need you to be there and be present because I only know how to be a nurturer. That was my purpose. I feel in my heart that I was meant to be a nurturer. I was meant to instill kindness, to instill love, to instill those softer parts. But those harder things, we need you fathers to continue to be present, continue to step up, not just give child support. We need you to actually be physically there more than just a few hours. And I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm telling you that we appreciate when you are present. It makes such a difference. We love you. Let's put some steps into practice as a single parent that we can do to try to lessen the emotional and the financial strain that comes with being a single parent. Why don't we simplify things, okay? Maybe we should meal prep, look for some simpler recipes. And I'm not saying do the takeout and the junk food and the fast food restaurants and things like that. I personally don't do that. I try my best to cook a meal every day of the week that I have my children, because it's just gonna make them, it's gonna instill healthy life choices in them, and that's what you want. So in order to do that, I would suggest maybe meal prepping, maybe plan out your week with the meals and the dinners and the lunches and the snacks that you are going to have done. And that way, once you have a plan, there's not as much stress that comes with, well, what am I going to cook for dinner? What are the girls going to eat? What are my boys going to eat? You already know what's going to happen. Why not give your children chores? I just incorporate that, and you all, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is. When your children are of age, don't be afraid to give them chores. That is going to help alleviate some of the burden and the tolls that it takes from keeping your house clean. Maybe do like $1 a chore, reward them with good positive responses. I personally, I do allowance, but they do have chores that they have to complete, and that's on a daily basis. It's not just one and done. It's just like regular work. So every morning we have to get up and go to work. I have my children do that too. Things as simple as cleaning up your room, sweeping the floor, mopping, washing the dog, just little simple things that are going to help you. Now, if they're not doing a good job, then just go ahead and show them, take some time and show them. But I'm telling you, don't miss out. Having them help you with those chores is going to make a world of difference for you. I would even suggest, if you can, to automate your bills. Try to have those items come out automatically. Maybe stretch them out throughout the month. Some people, me myself, I have everything come out the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month. That tends to help me because I actually separate my bills. So I'm paying half one month and half another month. That's just something I do for me, and it works. You have to find something that is going to work for you. That is what's most important. I just told you what works for me. Every other week is a bill that I get paid. I've been doing that for quite some time, and it tends to help lessen the burden or toll that comes from being a parent and having to pay those bills by myself. Now, we already touched on this, but I want to speak on it again. Don't be afraid to reach out to other single parents. There have to be different single groups that you can become a part of, because there are other people that are dealing with the toll or the tax of being a single parent. I may honestly create a forum for us, because I don't see a lot of representation out there. Just people kind of harping and complaining about things. But what are we doing to help fix and alleviate some of the burden that comes with being a single parent? So I want you to, don't be prideful. Find a program that is going to be of benefit to you. There are churches, there are different programs that are here and purposely put together to help people like you. I want you to utilize what's free. Reach out to your community and see what weekend or weekly programs are going on that you and your children can attend and become a part of. I take my kids to the park, we walk the farmers market, we're just out here engaging and getting to know our community and being present. And believe it or not, that's creating memories. Your children don't always need to have money spent on them. That's something that we put on ourselves. That's a burden that we put on ourselves. Just the quality time that comes with you and them, that is all that they need. My children and I, we could sit here and just eat popcorn and just watch TV together. We'll go on walks. I'm not really a biker, I'm more of a walker. So we'll go on walks together. We'll walk our little puppy, and those memories we're creating, and they will stay with them. It also allows me to communicate better with my children, so I know what's going on in their lives. Communication is key. Sometimes your children just need to know that you are there, that you are present, and that you love them. When's the last time that you actually just said, I love you to your child? Thank you for being my child, and not fussing at them or talking at them. You'll hear people say, oh, I didn't ask to be here or anything like that. we want to quit that negative talk, okay? I want you to focus on the present, be here, present, here and now, and just spend that quality time with your children. It's not all about spending money. That's not what it's about. It's the emotional connection that you get from the quality time that you have with your children. So don't be ashamed or afraid to find those free events. Your children will just appreciate the time, quality and time that they had with you. I promise. How often is it like Christmas time and you spend all that money on Christmas gifts and weekend trips and all these things? What do your children most remember? And how often do you see the toy tossed in the corner? I'll find toys all over my house, and then when I'm ready to donate it or give it away, that's when my child remembers the toy. But if I ask them, what was your favorite memory when we went to DC? What was your favorite memory when we went to Disney World? They'll be able to tell me. It's amazing, but they won't remember that toy that you sacrificed to purchase, okay? So don't sweat it. Don't be so hard on yourself. Remember that emotional connection is going to be far greater than you spending money on a toy that you're going to donate anyways. My friends, I want you to take this, if you don't take anything else from this episode right here, your worth as a parent is not based on how much money you spend on your child. That is not what it's about. Your worth is you just being you and being present and having that emotional connection with your child. They just want to know that you are there. They want to know that you value them and that you see them. They will remember you being present. They will remember you being willing to listen and hear and understand and empathize with what they have to say. I remember so many things that my parents have gotten me, but what I remember the most is my parents being present. Whenever I was being bullied or just felt like school was just too much for me, my mom and dad were present. I will remember that the most. Even to this day, my mom and dad were present. So I want to encourage you. Be present for your children. Don't be so hard on yourself. I know that you're doing the best that you can, and your children see it too. Believe me, your energy and your spirit, it is reflecting off of your children. Your children know when you're not feeling the best. They know when you're tired. They know when you're drained. They can see it even when you can't. So I want you to give yourself some grace. I want you to love on yourself today. Do something that is going to show you that you appreciate yourself. Don't just wait for Father's Day. Don't just wait for Mother's Day. You can give yourself a facial. You can go ahead and soak in the bathtub. You can go for a walk on the beach, walk in the park, read a good book, whatever is going to help you become more of the wonderful, beautiful person that you are. That is what I want you to do. Don't be afraid of that single parent tax. You got this. So I hope that this episode was beneficial to you. Please make sure to share this with someone that you know who needs to hear this message. I hope that you come back again for more episodes. And if no one told you today, I love you. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.